Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And we're just a rambunctious couple in love that loves reacting to some RWBY.
Yeah, we do.
So this is RWBY Volume 7, Episode number 5. If you want to have our reactions to the series, check out the description of this video for a playlist. And if you want early ad-free access, get a month ahead or more, check out the link for Patreon in the description of this video.
Yeah.
Keep dreaming about a better world. You keep wishing for some clarity. Always hoping that a lightning bolt is gonna save you from this gravity. You're holding out for some romantic life. Maybe you'll wake up in a world of charm. Oh, but what's in can set you free. You don't have to dream. Your life's a masterpiece. If you just believe, then all you see is all you need. Right now your hopes are shattered, spoilers ever after. But in time you'll find through love your power just shines. When you don't know where to turn to, and you're sure all hope.
So her hair really always was on fire?
I guess whenever she activated her semblance, it was on fire. And so I feel like maybe we didn't notice that at one point, but like, yeah.
It's so vivid there.
Yeah,
like,
the animation.
I feel like we would have known.
The animation is definitely a lot better, so like you can see it a lot clearer.
Good morning, Team RWBY.
Oh, Penny, what time is it even?
Time to be huntresses, of course.
Of course, RWBY's up for it.
Eyes up, Huntsman. Time to get used to the new normal in Atlas. Your top priority is Amity Tower. That means protecting supply runs from Grimm and bandits.
Oh, that was cool.
Protecting the site itself. Diverting all construction resources to Amity Tower means there are going to be gaps in Mantl's defenses against Grimm. They'll need help on the perimeter.
Hey, have you two ever thought about branching out a little? You always pair up, but I don't know if your styles really...
That's why they pair up.
Oh, nice.
You were saying?
Really good stuff. Keep it up. Single file line.
Oh,
Yes.
Sean.
Yeah. Oh, another casserole.
Another casserole.
Oh my god.
It's totally the haircut.
You're of course free to enjoy your time off as you see fit. Whatever helps you take the edge off.
Nice.
Yeah.
You might not hear Oz
Training with her
on
sister.
Walker,
Sweet.
but that
In the
doesn't
danger
mean
room.
Try to jog him loose.
What did you have in mind?
The huntsman around you can be an invaluable resource, if you're willing to pay attention.
Have you ever thought about extending your aura?
But make no mistake, school's over. You get to choose what type of huntsman or huntress you are.
Ooh.
So, what's it gonna be?
Excuse me.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Come on, Lightning Bolt. Are you supposed to be fast?
Look at that chick from the
Wow, your boyfriend's
Tournament.
actually holding his own. Where's all that energy when he's around you?
Aw.
Wow, that was
The black guy. That went away fast.
really improved since the final tournament. And that cute farm boy had a few
I
surprises
guess she
for
has a
us
healing
too.
power.
Well, you really had us on our toes. Thought you had us there for a second. Whew.
Oh, come on. It was way more than a second.
You guys busy? Want to grab some lunch?
Do we? I could eat a sandwich the size of Cobalt.
Ah, man. We'd love to, but,
Duty calls. Maybe some other time?
No worries. The next time you're free, just let us know.
yeah, next time.
Hey, Ivory, if you're gonna go get Froyo, can I play? Oh, come on. There's still time for sandwiches, right?
Not that I'm bored, but why can't we just use an airship to take these supplies to Amity?
The components for Amity Tower's construction are far too heavy.
Yeah, you don't look
All
bored.
that weight would require precious dust we should be saving for the launch itself, and the Grim that will come after.
It just makes for long, very long supply runs.
At least the tundra is scenic.
Totally.
Ruby, I just wanted to say how excited I am to be working with you in a professional capacity. As friends,
Yeah. Penny's great.
Me too, Penny.
relationships are so interesting.
Speaking of friends, have you been able to make any new ones? Since, you know...
Now that I'm the official protector of Mantle, I don't really have a team anymore. General Ironwood says I don't have time for friends.
Oh. How do you feel about that?
I feel like I wish I could do both the things I need to do and the things I want to do. Is that
Don't we all? Yep.
That's about as normal as it gets.
Everything going all right up there?
Just fine, Uncle Crow.
I win again.
Of course.
Maybe we should call it quits.
Shut up and deal.
He's trying to beat his
Your
semblance.
niece sure is one of a kind, huh?
Trying to beat his semblance and the other guy's semblance.
Been through a lot together.
I can just
It's a
beat
good
this guy in
thing they had
cards.
someone to look
then
up
conquer
to
my
and
semblance.
get them through it. Not everyone is so lucky.
I don't know about all that. Thanks, by the way, for looking out for him. You and your team.
What good is saving the world without another generation waiting in the wings? Hopefully, they'll leave Remnant better than we left it for them.
Once upon a time, I'd have drank to that.
You shouldn't do that, you know?
Don't worry, I gave that up.
Whatever,
I meant
Captain America.
deflect a compliment. Those kids wouldn't be where they are without you. You've had more of an effect on them than you realize.
Well done. Okay.
Uncle
He's growing on me.
Crow.
What's going on? Grim?
No. Worse. You two with me. Penny, stay put and keep an eye on our 6. We may need an element of surprise.
Affirmative. I will plan for 6 possible outcomes.
Okay.
All right, ladies, time to show them our teeth.
Robin! Well, if it isn't Mantle's hometown hero, is there a reason you're blocking an official military transport?
Clover, I'm so glad you're here. Maybe you can help me understand why this truck that's supposed to be taking construction materials to fix Mantle's outer wall is on its way to the middle of nowhere. Are you lost?
It's pretty easy to get turned around out here in the tundra. Everything looks the same. Thanks for checking up on us, though. We'll be on our way now.
I was hoping you'd play it straight with me.
Guy next to her is supposed to be Little
What's
Joe.
Ironwood doing with Amity at the old SDC mine?
Oh, that. Just giving her an annual checkup.
The next Vital Festival isn't anytime soon. Only automated drones and a few select Atlas scientists are allowed out here. And Amity's getting invaluable resources we need in Mantle to protect against Grimm. Seems like more than just a checkup.
You've been scoping it out.
We can't fix the wall without the supplies on these trucks. I think Mantle deserves to know what they're being used for. It doesn't have to be difficult. Just tell me.
I'm going to have to pass on that.
Touch her hand, she can read your mind.
How about you, Pipsqueak? 5 o'clock Shadow? Either of you want to tell me why Mantle's being put at risk for Ironwood's pet project?
We're trying to help Mantle.
That's enough, Robin. As a potential councilwoman, you should probably focus on the election instead of harassing Huntsman. Now, it's time to let us pass.
I think you've misjudged the situation. One way or another, these supplies are going to get where they're supposed to go. Mantle.
Then I suggest you do that through the proper legal channels as a councilwoman, if you get elected.
Now, where's the fun in that?
Oh shit.
I would like to politely ask that you call off the Huntresses approaching the rear of the truck.
All right. Joanna! May!
Cool weapons.
The Protector of Mantle, huh?
Like the American Gladiator little joust.
Let us through. Please.
Don't fuck with Penny.
Okay, the little lamb chick has a really cool shade of green for her eyes.
Robin. Good luck at the election.
That was a close one.
You're telling me.
What now?
I want to know why Amity Coliseum is suddenly so important. Whatever it takes.
Ooh! Something showdown. Oh.
Your technique still has those maddening, sloppy touches. But you've learned how to make them work for you. You've made them your own.
Wow. That was very close to a compliment.
I didn't intend it that way.
We all make mistakes, I guess.
Well done, Weiss.
You've grown up a bit, haven't you?
Yeah,
You're not the
quite a
little
bit.
girl clinging to the family name anymore.
Since Beacon, I haven't really had a choice. Father's view of the world no longer matches with mine.
Whatever the case, I am glad to see you've moved on. Distancing myself from the Schnee name is the most beneficial thing I've ever done. We can move forward without him. Together. I know General Ironwood would have a place for you.
I would be grateful to him if he did. But I'm not sure I could accept.
Really?
It's just... our kingdom isn't supposed to be like this. Fearful and withdrawn. We should be opening our borders to help the world, not closing them down.
We will, though. Once we've weathered the storm, we will. I know the General hasn't done everything perfectly, but he's doing what he thinks is right.
It's true.
Everybody thinks what they're doing is right.
That's true as well.
But usually they're just looking out for themselves and their secrets.
Ironwood isn't keeping secrets. Not from me.
Can you be sure?
Well, you can never be 100% sure.
Come with me.
Unless you can read their minds.
There's something I want to show you.
Their secret weapon.
Why is it like a biopharmaceutical lab or
I know,
something?
right?
Good afternoon. Feeling better today? Good morning. Would you care for some tea? I do like hot tea.
I just know who that is.
Dude with a watermelon blanket?
I would remember a watermelon blanket.
Maybe it's leaves?
Leaves, okay, yeah. Flowers, yeah.
They sort of look like slices of water. You see it though, right? Okay.
No, I see it too.
She could pass any day now. Until that happens, I'm the only person Freya's allowed to see.
Ironwood's chosen you to be the next. When
Maybe?
she dies.
Oh, okay.
The next Winter Maiden.
How long have you known?
Since Beacon fell.
Doesn't it bother you? He practically groomed your whole military career.
It did at first, when the general first proposed it to me. But the more I thought about it, the more I saw it as a privilege. A chance to do some real good for Atlas, for Remnant.
But your destiny was chosen for you, without your input.
Perhaps. But I'm choosing it now. I've made it my own, and I take great pride in it. That has nothing to do with Father or the General. That belongs to me.
Good for you.
I guess we've both had to do a little bit of that. Carving out our own way.
I suppose we have.
So does Winter dye her eyebrows?
Speaking of the family name.
What is he doing?
If I'm elected councilman, I've made it no secret that I will be opposing General Ironwood and his senseless embargo that is crippling all of Atlas. It is my belief that these measures are not only reckless, but criminal. With no shipments allowed to enter or leave the kingdom, I know many are suffering, and my family has been weathering the same storm as many of you.
Oh, I'm sure.
Effective immediately, I'm forced to shut down all non-essential SDC operations.
Oh.
If elected to office, I will make the changes necessary to fix what Ironwood has broken. I hope you ask yourself before the vote, can you trust anyone else to stop Ironwood? Will Robin Hill be able to get your jobs back?
You son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
I think Father may have just provided the spark that's going to set this kingdom on fire.
Yep. And there go the riots. My family's been suffering from our palace with our
Yeah, exactly.
diamonds and sapphires and rubies, and yeah, we're suffering just like you. Oh, I hate that guy so much.
No.
It fits though, him going into politics. I'm like, yeah, that tracks.
Instead of a $100 bottle of wine, we've had dropped to $50 bottle of wine.
Oh my god, the end of the world.
Oh, wow. What a, like, all right, now I'm just going to close all these companies, put you out of work, and so elect me or else I'm going to keep these closed. Well, you wanted him to be redeemed, And I think they did a great job proving that's never going to happen.
Yeah. Never going to happen. What a dick. Ah! He makes me so mad.
Yeah.
I'm trying to control the inner rage right now. Adorable moment for Penny and Ruby. I'm going to focus on the good. Yeah. I loved the sort of theme, both, excuse you, Foxy, both in that scene and then also in the scene with Weiss and Winter, just sort of about like, in this world, sort of like falling into roles or having like essentially like your path chosen for you.
Yeah.
You know, because Ruby said to Penny, like, do you have time for friends? Are you happy being the protector of Atlas? And same thing that Weiss basically asked Winter was, are you going to be happy being the Winter Maiden? Is this a path that you wanted because it feels chosen for you? Like, I don't know about this. Penny was adorable and sweet, but didn't necessarily have a great answer. Winter actually had a really good answer to the question, which was, sure, she may have been set on that path by others, but she, in fact, has made the choice to stay on it, and she, in fact, is happy with that choice and proud of it, and now very much accepts it. Penny's was sort of like, well, I was told I don't have time for friends and, you know, this and that. So it was very sweet, but she didn't necessarily have that same level of conviction that Winter displayed in terms of her answer.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of reminds me, don't know if I'm going to be able to say it word for word, but when Aemon Targaryen is talking to Jon Snow in Game of Thrones and like about why the I want to say Men in Black.
Men of the Night's Watch.
I know.
But, you know, Men in Black.
They are Men in Black.
The very earliest.
They are Men in Black.
Men in Black. They were protecting the kingdoms from evil forces and alien forces, you know.
That nobody else believed in.
Exactly. See?
And so while the Men in Black take no wives and have no children is because love is like the death of duty and family is. And so like kind of and that's kind of what this whole military thing that Ironwood has, like the people around him, like Penny, you know, no time for friends and yes, she has her father, like her creator. Winter, like, you know, I don't think she really has any friends, not close to her dad at all.
I mean, she said getting away from my family was the best thing that ever happened.
Yeah.
Pretty cut and dry.
So there you go as well. And it's like, okay, these people, like, you know, now that I cut him off from, I don't think he like did it like to be like a dick or anything like that. He wasn't doing it to be manipulative. I just think that that's one of the reasons that, you know, he was able to groom or whatever Winter for this role, like, or had confidence that she could do it now is because, okay, well, she doesn't really have attachments. I guess like Ironwood doesn't have attachments. And same thing with like with Penny, like why you said you don't have time for friends is because then you won't be able to perform your duty to Atlas. I just found that to be interesting. I really like, I mean, the whole conversation in the truck. I mean, I know Ruby didn't like it because it was a boring trip and, you know, it was long, but they had, between her and Penny and then Captain America and Crow, there's some good conversations there, especially when, you know, we all thought he was talking about Crow's drinking. You know, you shouldn't do that. And I even was like, shut the hell up, Captain America. He's like, no, like, you know, deflect a compliment. And as someone that, you know, that does that often, it's because I don't get a lot of compliments. No. So it does that often. I was like, yeah, okay. I mean, I get that too, but like, I enjoyed that moment. And I love that he told Crow just like how much he meant and like that he shouldn't sell himself short. Last episode, I talked about how Ruby needed to hear from Crow that she wasn't like Oz. And like, you know, it really does matter who you hear these things from. And then Crow needed to hear that from Captain America because like Ruby can tell him that. Like, you guys, you do so much for us. You just like, it's like, okay, you're just saying that because, you know, you're my niece and so
you're my family. You love me.
You love me. And so you have to say that. But to hear from someone that's like basically a complete stranger to him, but like is able to see the impact that Crow has had, I think meant a lot. And like, that's who we needed to hear it from.
Could not have said it better.
You could have. Could have been more, would have been shorter, more succinct. Would have been better.
I don't know. I feel like I'm the long-winded talker. One thing I noticed in sort of how you were talking about Ironwood, which I thought was really interesting, was you said like, oh, you know, so he's kind of got these people around him that he's separated from their families. Not separated, but like that's allowed him to get them. And then you talked about him grooming them. And I was like, Ironwood is beginning to sound like a cult leader.
Well,
he's not.
He's not.
He's not. But it's funny, this sort of like the parallel that was there, because I don't think Ironwood is. In fact, I think he has attracted people to him who, for whatever reason, needed to develop that sense of duty and purpose and a different kind of family, a family of choice rather than a family of, I mean, to some extent, people in Captain America's crew was like, don't mistake it, we're not friends.
Yeah,
We just work
yeah.
together. But that might also be what attracted them to it, right? Is the fact that they are kind of a bunch of loners who found a purpose and a duty together that supersedes anything else in their lives. Which, to your point, is exactly what potentially Ironwood has been looking for, because he needs people willing to make the hard calls, make the sacrifices for the sake of Atlas, or Mantle. I'm saying, for the sake of the world. But it was also interesting, kind of like the distinction that's being made here between Ironwood and his crew and sort of how they function, and RWBY's team, which is very much entwined and is a family, and they do deeply love each other and they have a deep bond. So I am kind of curious where all of that will be leading us to. I mean, I would think of RWBY's team as being strong because of that. But to your point, having those connections, having those deep emotions towards others, feeling like you will do anything for someone means that you probably will forego your duty for them, or you'll put them above the greater good, you know? So it's an interesting thing that I feel like they're building here, and I don't know where it's going, but I'm very curious to see.
I also like the Weiss and Winter, when Weiss was basically saying that you don't know if you can trust Atlas or trust Ironwood. You don't know if he's holding anything out from you, because like you could still see the hurt that she had from Ozpin. It's called having faith and trust, and you just, I mean, some people you earn it to an extent, and Ironwood hasn't done anything to not have Winter's trust. And so at the same time, like she's like, oh, how do you know he's not holding anything from you? Well, you never know. I mean, you can never know.
It's true. I mean, that's how people get blindsided by spouses, right? It's like, I know this person, I live with this person, I see them every day. I assume when they tell me they're going to work, they're going to work. I never thought they were having an affair, but like, but
I really was going to work.
You never know what's going on with another person, but you can't live your life from a position of 100% distrust all the time, because then you never will have relationships. Like you do judge people in terms of their character, and you hope that you're putting your faith and your trust and your love and whatever else in the right hands. But none of us can be with each other 24/7. You never know. You have to believe. You have to have faith. There is no love without that. There's no trust without that.
Where the hell is Cinder?
Yeah. Where the hell is Cinder?
I mean,
Cinder, you have not clocked in yet, and you are late.
You have not, yeah. And like we ended up season 6 with Salem and being like, oh, you know, you want something done right, do it yourself. Where the hell are you?
Yeah, Salem.
Taking your sweet time. Anyways, want more bad guys.
But not the Scorpion, and not the mustache dude.
Wow.
I could always do with less Scorpion. Tyrion, I can always have less of him. And the mustache guy, he's done his political thing. He's creeped me out enough. I'm like, he's done too.
You want to have your cake and eat it too?
He made that filthy. Filthy.
So
I don't even know what he was talking about, but it was filthy, and it was definitely not cake. Okay? It was not cake. Let's just be very clear on that. Whatever the actor was working off of in their mind was not cake.
Anyways, let us know what you thought about this down below in the comments. And if you want early ad-free access, get a month ahead on our reactions to RWBY by joining Patreon. The link's in the description of this video.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for checking out our reaction for RWBY Volume 7, Episode 5. But just keep in mind
that our reaction is definitely not definitive.